Back live for the second race of our main event lineup. EKN Trackside Live, Rob Howard alongside David Cole. We're pleased to have the partnership of Karting Coach here this weekend. Thank you so much for the guys from Karting Coach for taking care of us and being part of the broadcast here this weekend as our primary sponsor. Just head to kartingcoach.com to learn more about the services they bring to the table. Karting Coach, another program from the great people at Race Monitor, the industry standard app that we all use to follow live timing these days. Great way to stay connected with racing all over the country and around the world. Thanks to the guys from Race Monitor and Karting Coach for being part of our program. Getting set to go now with Mini-Max. This should be a good one. Sebastian Alvarez and Peyton Durant on row 1. Austin Torgerson and Marco Kasich on row 2. Griffin Dowler and Jack Crawford, row 3. Filip Niemkiewicz and Cooper Becklin, row 4. Jacob Hudson and Hannah Greenemeyer, row 5. Oliver Reed and Grant Langen, row 6. Corbin Andrews and Alexis Apodaca, row 7. And Ray Dykstra on row 8. Drivers into their grid positions, into their lanes. Green, green, green. Just got to get through turn number 1 cleanly and come out on the throttle and get back going again. The drivers will settle in. We know it's a race all the way over to the S's. You got to get to the S's where they'll line up, and we'll see where everybody settles in. If you got a fast race car, you can go to the front. Little aggression over to turn number 4 as they're kind of getting themselves into position. Alvarez with the lead. I want to say that's Torgerson. Torgerson up into the second position. Durant goes into third. As I said, they'll get themselves into their single file train coming through the S's 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then down the back straight, we'll find out who's who. Alvarez into the lead. No, that's Kasich. What a start for Kasich into the lead. Woo! Man, I got to pick the numbers up here. That's Alvarez. Alvarez in the 194. I got to get the right numbers. Similar livery on those cars. Dowler into second. Durant third. Niemkiewicz fourth. Torgerson fifth. Opening lap, always hectic as the drivers start to settle themselves into their positions. Half a second advantage for Alvarez out of the box. Griffin Dowler doing a great job. Started 5th up into 2nd. Peyton Durant looking to team up with him to see if they can't go chase down Alvarez. There goes Durant. Slide job to the inside of turn number 1. Book it. Durant into 2nd. Dowler now into 3rd. He'll try to push him forward. Torgerson in the 188 into the 4th spot. 5th is Hudson. Good start for Hudson. Remember, he was in that lead group, tried to pass for the lead, but ended up shuffling back. The slide job didn't work. He fell all the way back into 9th position in the last couple of corners on the final lap of the pre-main. He's been able to work his way back into 5th already, so good recovery for Hudson. Marco Kasich, I thought might be in the lead, actually in the 151. He's currently in the 8th position. As I said, very similar liveries on the PSL West entries. You see the Fixie logo on the side of that car. Kasich right up in behind Jack Crawford. Two quick drivers. In fact, he's right in with Niemkiewicz now, too. Crawford able to get by. And now there's Kasich to the inside of Niemkiewicz. He takes the spot. So Kasich into 7th. We are not done out front. Looks like Durant has taken over the lead. Peyton Durant to P1 in the 181. Alvarez into 2nd. 5 drivers in the lead group here right now, but I wouldn't put it past Crawford, Kasich, and Niemkiewicz to be up in the fight. Both Crawford and Kasich look good. Niemkiewicz, as I said, been pushed back a little bit. Here goes Alvarez, back by Durant for the lead. Let's see when they start settling in. You want to try to stretch away if you can. It's a 5-driver battle up front. Still a long way to go. 14 more laps. 5-driver battle. Alvarez, Durant, Dowler, Torgerson, and Hudson. Fast lap of the race just laid down by Jacob Hudson as Durant goes back to the lead in turn number 2. I get a feeling they're just going to keep racing every corner of every lap. Durant's going to go all the way back to third or fourth, I think, right now, as Alvarez has brought Dowler along with him. Torgerson gets shuffled to the outside. Hudson up into fourth. Pretty hectic racing for the opening 4 or 5 laps when they could just jump into a train and try to pull away from the rest. Because as I said, you do not want to mess around right now with Kasich and Crawford. Here comes Marco Kasich to the inside of Crawford. He'll take 6th. Kasich to P6. He and Crawford's got together now. Niemkiewicz trying to close up as well. Durant's going to lose another spot. He goes back to 4th as Hudson able to get through. Jacob Hudson, he's through. Here comes Torgerson to try to go around Durant. Not going to be enough. Little wiggle, though, for Durant on the outside. There's a bit of contact. Torgerson's going to lose a couple spots as a result. Yeah, Kasich's through. He and Crawford through. The 151 CRG and the 152 Tony Kart. Now to 5th and 6th. Like I said, you got to think about the strategy here, and that's teaming up and getting away from the rest of the field. Even a 5-driver breakaway needs to pull away early, and then you try to peel the people off the back of that group. When you start fighting each other, you allow guys that would otherwise have been totally out of contention right back in. And I'll tell you, that's Kasich right now and Crawford. Those 2 drivers could have been probably out of contention for the race win had they just settled in. But the driver on the move right now is the 151 of Marco Kasich. Lead drivers Alvarez, Dowler, and Hudson starting to stretch away. Durant now runs in the 4th spot. Kasich in 5th. They just need to work together. I want to say Torgerson now into 6th, Crawford 7th, and Niemkiewicz in the 8th spot. Durant and Kasich need to work together so that those lead trio does not pull away. Alvarez, Dowler, and Hudson would love to battle it out amongst themselves. So Alvarez continues to set the pace. Hudson's worked his way to 2nd. Great recovery for Jacob after that overshooting turn 11 over in that pre-main. He has now got back into the fight. Dowler runs in the 3rd spot. Durant in 4th. Durant's been able to distance himself a little bit from Kasich, but not working together like that. Is he going to be able to have the pace to close back in? He was actually quicker than Dowler last time by a 54.966 to a 55.183. So, indeed, Durant a bit quicker than the lead group. He may be able to reel them in if they keep racing. Dowler starting to get a little aggressive on Hudson. We see a move by anybody here coming down the back chute. There goes Dowler to the inside of Hudson to take over the 2nd spot. That's exactly what Durant likes to see in front of him. He says, you guys keep racing, I'm coming. But Dowler also wants to go for the victory here. He's got a pretty good race car here today. He's been right in the hunt. Alvarez has certainly been the driver to beat. on the pole in qualifying. Won the pre-main, but he's being challenged again here in this main event with 9 to go. Hudson and Dowler both into the 54s, high 54s. Alvarez and Durant 55 flat. Kasich at 55.2. Torgerson a 54.9 as well. .54.740. Fast lap of the race. Marco Kasich in the 151 closing. Kasich's car starting to come together now. See if he can keep the wheels under. Up on the wheel. He's got Torgerson right behind him, who's showing good speed as well. Both of those drivers, 54.7, 54.8. That may be the fastest tandem on the racetrack right now. Kasich and Torgerson 5th and 6th. This thing is far from done. As Durant closing back up on Hudson as well. Quicker by 3/10 last time by. Oh, we got a good one here in Mini. This one's far from done. Six-driver battle, and it's Nimkevich and Jack Crawford battling for 7th and 8th, and a huge gap back to 9th and 10th. That's Hannah Greenemeyer and Oliver Reed. This is a six-driver fight up front. Here goes a move. Hudson to take over the lead. Hudson brings Dowler with him. Durant through as well, so Peyton Durant goes through for 3rd. So Alvarez from 1st back to 4th in a matter of 2 corners, and he's got to watch out for Kasich now. So Hudson completes the recovery after the issue in the pre-main. He goes back to the point. Griffin Dowler would like the win here, though. He's going to have a look to the inside of 11. Dowler to the lead. Alvarez able to get back around Durant. 6 to go. Whoa, there's a deep move there for Alvarez back to the front as he goes by both of them. Not quite enough. Hudson's going to get a run. No, Alvarez back to the inside with a little help from Durant. No, from Dowler. Oh, Dowler said, hey, we're going back through here, Alvarez. Hold on. There goes Durant to the inside of Hudson as well. Hudson drops a wheel on the exit. He's going to be able to defend from at least Kasich, but not from Torgerson. 2 drivers trying to stretch away again, and anytime you have that little battle further back, it gives them a chance to pull away a bit. Again, down the back chute. Alvarez back to the lead after being put back to 4th. Durant overcooks the entry to turn number 11, pushes him out wide. Didn't hurt him that much, but that's going to put Torgerson right back on the rear bumper. Torgerson not looking to the inside. There goes Dowler back to the inside, coming out of 1. So Griffin Dowler back to the lead. Alvarez into 2nd. 5 to go. Oh, they're connected. Oh, no! Connected, and Durant goes off. He's going to cut the course in the back, get back onto the racetrack right in the middle. They're all going to stream on by. So he's going to go back to the tail of that group. Sounds like Durant's going to be okay in this position still after getting shuffled off the track, as he came back around with the safest way to get back on the track. Lost a bunch of positions, so wasn't able to make any up. So he's going to be able to continue, albeit back in the 7th position. This fight still continuing. It was a tough one, of course, for Durant. It looked like Torgerson and Alvarez got hooked up a little bit. Pardon me, Dowler and Alvarez got hooked up coming out of turn number 4. And Durant with nowhere to go. He's got to wind things back up because this is going to get exciting up front still. This has allowed both Crawford and Kasich with a chance to get themselves back in the fight. 2 by 2 coming through the S's, side by side. Alvarez and Griffin. It'll be 3 to go this time by. 3 laps remaining. Alvarez trying to hold Griffin to the outside. He's got him. So here it is. Alvarez, Griffin, Torgerson, Hudson right there. Nimkevich. Kasich, and I believe that's Crawford. 7 drivers in the lead battle. Durant back in 8th. He's to spool it back up. There might be some damage to that car because he's fallen back a little bit. Griffin Dowler wants this victory. He'll go into the bottom, trying to hold him on the exit. Oh, no, side-by-side contact. 2, 3 drivers off. One of them, Hudson. Oh, rough finish to that one. Couple drivers got caught up coming through. Contact on the apex, just past the second apex, coming through turn number 5. That's going to put Dowler into the lead. Crawford second, Kasich third, Nimkevich in 4th, Alvarez 5th, and Durant in 6th. Torgerson, one of the drivers involved in that one. I want to say Jack Crawford possibly. No, Crawford's up into 2nd. That was Hudson, that's right. Hudson and Torgerson involved in that one. Tough one. 2 laps remaining. It'll be 1 to go. This one looks like Dowler's got it wrapped up, but Crawford and Kasich not done. I'm not sure if we'll see any kind of issue here in terms of a race call on that. Looks to me like the drivers that may have been involved both got penalized being involved in the incident itself. So we'll have to see what happens when the official results come down. But nonetheless, that was a good move to the inside of 5 for Dowler. He took the spot, and it was mayhem that ensued behind him. So Dowler in the position to score his first Challenge of the Americas victory as he rolls out here to see the white flag. Kasich up into 2nd as he's able to get by Crawford. What a good run for Marco Kasich as well. We keyed on him for a lot of this race, and for good reason. Sebastian Alvarez able to get by Nimkevich, so Alvarez goes to 4th spot. Nimkevich back to 5th. Durant now 6th. Hudson able to continue to the 7th spot. Hannah Greenemeyer now runs in 8th. Oliver Reed 9th, and Alexis Apodaca now in to the 10th position. So you know what? Sometimes you got to make a movie, and when you do it right, it's at the right time. And that was a great one for Griffin Dowler. He took the lead in turn number 5, and all the action happened behind him. Folks, coming out of 11 and 12, his first Challenge of the Americas victories here in Minimax. Give it up for Griffin Dowler. Dowler, the winner in Minimax. Kasich second for a Canadian 1-2. The Texan, Crawford, in 3rd. Good recovery for Alvarez, 4th. Nimkevich, 5th. 6th goes to Durant. 7th to Hudson. 8th spot will be Greenemeyer. 9th, Reed. And 10th, Apodaca in the 126. But again, a great run there for Griffin Dowler in the middle of what was a fantastic battle. Like I said, had we seen a couple of drivers maybe work together early on, that would not have happened. But instead, those leaders, the 3 or 4 leaders, diced it out essentially every lap over the first 5 laps. I think they had the speed to stretch away, but instead they were fighting it out, and that allowed both Kasich and Crawford to work their way back up front. They teamed up early and were able to get themselves into position. So we'll see what happens strategy-wise tomorrow, because you may not see these guys dicing quite so early. But a solid Canadian 1-2 for Dowler and Kasich. Get the helmet off and come over here, Griffin. Director Chris Egger down here chatting with the guys now, saying pretty much just side-by-side racing contact to the guys here. They were racing hard. Griffin, come on over. Congratulations, buddy. Griffin, you made the pass you needed to, that pass on in turn number 5. Behind you was a big wreck fest. How do you feel about winning today?
It's been a while. But, yeah, it feels great to win for a while.
How'd the car feel? It looked pretty good out there.
Wasn't as loose as it was this morning, I can say that.
Hey, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
There he is, folks. Griffin Dowler, the winner today in the Mini-Max category, as he's able to take a great move into turn number 5 to take the lead. And, of course, I surprised him telling there was such a big, all that action behind him when Torgerson and Hudson were together. Both of those drivers getting shuffled backwards. Still a great run for Griffin Dowler as he scores the victory here in Mini-Max.